Hey, what's up guys? Zanaris here bringing you the third and final game in this best of series between ThorZaiN, spawning as the blue Terran down in the bottom left position, against EG.HuK, spawning as the red Protoss up in the top left position, here on Tal'Darim Altar. This is one of the maps that I've actually recently come to love, except when playing against Terran. Now, we know that the players are 1-1. Game number 1, we saw that ThorZaiN tried to pull a 1-1-1 style of play against HuK on Zonaga Caverns. Didn't really work so well. He realized some success with it, but HuK was able to come out on top in style, man. That micro was just incredible. If this were any other two players, I would say it would be very likely that we would see that same style of play here again today. But considering the fact that ThorZaiN has already realized that HuK can hold that off without too much difficulty, maybe he's going to try something different. I don't know. We could be going for an early expansion. He could be going for early pressure, maybe 2 racks. Neither player has scouted each other out just yet, though, so we'll know in just a moment or two what's going to happen. Of course, ThorZaiN down here microing his SCVs, and by microing, I mean keeping them on the closest mineral patches, which is quite helpful. But going to be dropping a barracks. So the next thing we're to watch for, we already know he's not going to go gas first. So barracks, we're only seeing one come down. We'll watch the minerals, we'll watch the gas, and keep an eye on that. While we head up to HuK's base, we see the gas, the gateway, everything is looking pretty good. He is the only one currently scouting at this point. It is going to take him a while to get down to his opponent's base, considering the fact that he's going up here, then there, and then likely over here, as a result of the pattern that you can pretty much anticipate for yourself. Last game, HuK went for a 2-gas expand, kind of heavy sentry early play, which I think really he realized a good bit of success with that, but I'm not really too sure if we're going to see the same transitions as we did in game number 2. It's a little bit bigger of a map. I think maybe he's not going to commit quite as much to Colossi, since again, bio so frequently used by Terran players against Protoss. Those Vikings are just so easy to get, and now we can see down here ThorZaiN sitting with an expansion going down just a second or two ago. He's going to be going for that early economy style of play, which on a lot of maps works really well. This one including. HuK likewise. Keep in mind, he hasn't been able to scout this expansion until just now. And with this Marine here, he might not even be able to. Is he going to spot that? Oh, man. He does get that key information, so that is going to help guide his strategy here in the coming moments. Now, like what I was going to say, up until this point, HuK has been basically playing blind. He doesn't know what his opponent was doing until a second ago, and now he can maybe possibly look to pressure a little bit, or maybe get an expansion of his own. It will be a little bit delayed compared to his opponent, because again, he didn't know about it. But if, and this is a big if, ThorZaiN is able to get up, get his economy going, and hold off any pressure that could be against his mineral line or anything like that of this sort, then I think that ThorZaiN is going to be in a great position moving forward, because we still don't have an expansion going down for HuK. We have Warp Gate, 2 gas, that's about it. And so we're going to be kind of waiting to see what he does. Now, the Stalker is going to be coming out. And looking over here, we see a bunker going down, so this is really going to limit the Stalker's effectiveness. But this is what HuK does. He comes down, and he tries to be aggressive from the very first second of the match. You know, when he goes and scouts, if he has any opportunity to get inside your mineral line with that probe, he will harass it to no end until you finally just bring some force down on that guy and drive him out. And likewise with the Stalker, he is going to be trying to come over 2 of them total, and poking up here and see if he can pick off some of these Marines. Now, if ThorZaiN tries to engage down here, he might very well realize some very heavy casualties, because HuK is the kind of player that will sit there and make these things last for as long as possible, using that style of micro that we saw from Next Sickness the other day when he was facing off against that 1-1-1 on the Korean server. But different story now. The bunker is in place. It's going to keep the Stalkers from really doing a lot of damage. Obviously, the SCV can come down here, smack it with his fist for a second, repair it, good to go. Now, we also have Blink. This is, again, very typical. 3 additional gateways, though, so this is going to be HuK trying to press through. But with all of these Marines on the ground, I don't know how effective it will actually be. ThorZaiN is going to be able to repair this bunker pretty much until the cows come home. And this pylon right here, it is kind of exposed. I think this SCV is actually going to spot that right there. Yes, it will. So 1 Marine can come up here and actually fire at that. But for now, yep, sure enough, there we go. ThorZaiN is like, I think not. Nope. bullied. Going to be taking out that pylon. Now would be a time that HuK may decide to come in and attack, but oh, look at that. He blinks past the bunker entirely, negating that, giving himself vision of the high ground, microing around, picking off these SCVs, picking off the Marines, taking the SCVs through that choke point, really limiting ThorZaiN's ability to get us around. But there we go now with another nice blink. He's basically going to try to come over here and with another pylon warp in from the high ground up here. This is absolutely brilliant play by HuK. I mean, really, this is what we've come to expect with all these SCVs coming down here. It's only a matter of time before we're going to see that taken out. So far, HuK still has this proxy pylon just barely alive. We are going to see this one also attacked as well. With no way to get vision of the high ground in the main base, we are going to see that really kind of limited in its ineffectiveness. There's Marauders on the field now, though this is going to change things up a good bit. We do have Stim Pack just about complete, so we're going to see the Terran may decide to use it, but he doesn't have any medevacs, so he has to be very careful with that. We're going to still continue to see those SCVs used to basically contain the Stalkers, keep them from running around, kiting the Marines with their superior range that the Stalkers have, and nice blink micro right there from HuK, keeping a lot of these Stalkers alive, losing a few though. This proxy pylon, ThorZaiN is like, nope, not going to happen, got to get rid of you, and HuK is thinking maybe he can pick off the bunker again while the Marines and Marauders are out, but with one Marauder in the bunker, you see this force is quickly losing its effectiveness. Now, keep in mind, no upgrades coming from the Terran player, no armor, no weapons, anything like that, but he still has a nice force. Look at this, 49 to 34. So both pylons have been defeated. HuK is trying to bust up this bunker, but he's not having any success. He is losing units here. I don't think he actually lost any of that particular attack, but still, as time goes by, look at this. All the while, he has been committing to this attack, 700 minerals, no expansion. He is just now getting one, but look at the economic lead we have, 24 to 27. Okay, so the Terran player is down one SCV. That's not that huge of a deal, considering the fact that he can drop 2 mules from these 2 command centers and keep this bunker alive while holding it very easily against the Stalker pressure from this one base style of play. So again, ThorZaiN is going to be able to come out with a great position here as the minutes go by. HuK has got to get his economy going. He's got to keep pressure on, and that's exactly what he's trying to lead into. He's got the Dark Shrine on the way, and I do not believe the Terran player has been able to really afford a scan to see that. No. He has not, but he does have a Hellion coming up here. Oh man, will ThorZaiN see this Dark Shrine? If he does, it could be a massive, massive hit to HuK's strategy. Yes, he does. Oh man, HuK is not happy about that. So ThorZaiN is going to be in a great position. Look at this. He's got missile turrets already on the way. Perfect position behind the bunker. Of course, these Stalkers, again, are looking to possibly do a little bit of harassment. Not really going to be that effective, though. Now, we do have a starport on the way, reactor as well. I believe this is on the factory. Yep, so we're going to have those medevacs. So we're going to see ThorZaiN heal these forces up and be a little bit more liberal with the stim. Now, here comes the probe transfer from HuK. He's got to get that economy going. He's got to get these production facilities going as fast as possible. Charge is on the way, so that's going to be a very nice addition to his army. Those Zealots will be able to contain the Marauders. But keep in mind, there's pretty Marine-heavy force right now. So if he can possibly get in and do more damage to these Marines, keep ThorZaiN delayed as long as possible, then I think HuK will still have a solid chance. Whether or not he's able to pull off any serious damage with these Dark Templar, though, going to be kind of hard to tell. Because with this missile turret right here, any Dark Templar that decide to warp in here, nope, not going to happen. Going to get just annihilated by these forces. He could decide possibly to bring in a Warp Prism, something like that, but he'd have to commit another 200 minerals, 100 gas to getting that up. Not to mention the time that could be used to get some additional gateways, some other forces as well. So he's keeping the Dark Templar back for now and continuing to harass. I think what he's doing right now is he's trying to bait out the Terran, get his forces away from the bunker so maybe he can slip in with the DT. Keep in mind, he does have 2 pylons down here, as well as a couple of Dark Templar littered around there as well. So there we go, continued blink harassment. We did see 1 Dark Templar warped in right here. You see he's keeping it just barely out of position of the barely out of range of the Marines, and now the Marines and Marauders are going to be heading out. Here comes perfect opportunity for the Dark Templar. Does ThorZaiN spot it? Oh, it is going to make its way into the main base. Oh, man. Nice catch by ThorZaiN. He sees it with the Marauders. The Dark Templar is not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage there. 2 additional ones coming in from HuK. This is really important. Not only is he doing that damage he needs to do to the economy, but he's also delaying that attack. He's keeping ThorZaiN's attention in several different places at once. Number 1, down here, SCV is going down. You see you're going to be chasing that Marauder. Number 2, up here. Number 3, with the Stalkers, continuing to keep this army out of the base and extending the amount of damage that those Dark Templar can actually do. So he's basically taking the situation here, which is not that great for HuK. And he's making the most of it by kind of diverting ThorZaiN, multitasking here, keeping him on his toes, and we see it worked pretty decently. So far, the workers lost in this game 3-29, so just keep that in mind there. As we continue to watch ThorZaiN, he has been able to do a decent bit of damage, but he's lost a lot of income thus far, keeping it relatively close, 44-43. Of course, we do know that the Terran player is mining off of additional gas. I believe he's just mining off of 1 inside the base. We're going to see that now kick up there a little bit higher. And the Protoss is, again, HuK is doing anything he can to keep these forces in the base, make his opponent feel contained. Because if you look at the army size right now, you see they're pretty close overall, but he's still got all these production facilities, and that's where the big difference is. ThorZaiN, at this point, despite the fact that there's only a 15 supply difference, he has got the ability to drop so much more into his army and replenish it very quickly compared to HuK. Now, we do have those gateways finished, so that's going to come into great effect here. And we do also have no upgrades just yet, despite the dual forge. So again, sitting at around 600 minerals. I think he's kind of saving the money here for some additional units to warp in. He's worried about these forces coming in. He knows he's not going to have enough time to get those upgrades. Weapons 1 is complete. Armor 1 is on the way. We've also got the Ghost Academy as well. So if those ghosts are allowed to come into the field, it's going to negate those zealots for their tanking. They don't have any armor upgrades except for the one that's baked into just them simply existing, and that's about it. He does have charge, so that's good. He's got to watch out, though, because those infantry are going to want to kite those zealots away from the rest of the forces and then pick it apart, deal with the Stalkers, and then he will have a very easy time dealing with that army. I believe we had 1 additional Dark Templar come down here and continue to harass while we were watching that army. I think I saw it on the mini-map, but didn't really do a whole lot. We can just take a look at the workers kill. Yeah, didn't kill any workers, anything of that sort. So here come the Zealots. HuK is going to try to engage here. I don't know how effective this is going to be. Oh no, this is actually working out really poorly for HuK. With the medevacs here, the Stalker's way too far behind. There's no way to contain the Terran player. You saw how he was able to kite so easily and take out all of those Zealots, leaving 134 to 75. Look at the army investment now. That is an absolutely devastating position to be in for HuK right now. ThorZaiN walking into near the 3rd base with 1-1 infantry. You know, he's going to have Ghosts here in just a second, actually join up with the rest of his army. He's, let's see, does he actually have any? I don't think he does at this point in time. No, he does not. There are a couple of Dark Templar still littered around the map. Going to be taking out that pylon right there. That looks good. We've got an armory and engineering bay on the way, so going for more upgrades. And 1 Dark Templar actually trying to pick off these forces. Does he have enough energy for a scan? Yes, he does. He has enough there. We also have another Dark Templar picking off the infantry right here. Another scan. More Zealots coming in. Going to try to pick off again. This is HuK's greater strategy of keeping his opponent contained, delayed for as long as possible, so that way he can get this extra expansion out. He knows that his opponent is going to be in a guaranteed secure position once this expansion is up. He's going to be able to drop down those additional barracks. We see 156 to 87. HuK is basically just doing anything he can. Oh, these ghosts are very vulnerable right now. The Dark Templar coming in here. If he can knock out these ghosts, it will definitely delay an attack. No, not the case. Oh, 1 of them goes down. 2 of them goes down as well. Oh, 3rd one is alive. But the nice thing about it is he was able to basically... HuK was able to cause the ghost to expend his energy, wasting it on 1 EMP, effectively delaying the usage of that one as well. So if you've heard me say delay a lot this game, that's pretty much been the name of HuK's tactic so far. Contain and basically harass, and this is what he's oh so well known for. Even if he had a superior army right now, HuK would still just be that guy running in here with this many Stalkers, doing any damage that he can, softening up his opponent, keeping him contained, expanding, and just conquering his opponent like that. But we can see from the units tab that HuK is not in a great position. 9 Stalkers, 12 Zealots, 24 Marauders, 4 Ghosts, 18 Marines, and a boatload of Medivacs to boot. So they're going to be building up that energy along the way, and I think that ThorZaiN is just in such a great position going past the 20-minute mark here. We can see this expansion is complete. Okay, that's good, but does HuK have enough production? Does he have any Chrono Boost saved up? No, he does not. He has just enough for 1 right there and 1 right here as well. So he's got to continue with the harassment. Oh no, he could actually lose a lot of these Stalkers. Nice blink, only losing 1. Shields on another. Oh, second one goes down. Dark Templar are going to be coming in, trying to basically protect any of these units that he can. Get some free kills there. We're going to see that probably die very quickly once he realizes, oh hey, thwack, thwack. Thwack, yep, that's the telltale sign, man. One of these units is definitely not like the others here, and despite his ability to blend in with the grass around him, it's only going to realize so much success. So 1 scan nails 2 Dark Templar. As you see, HuK is trying to assume a position that will use the terrain to his advantage. Will it come into effect, though? Oh, man, you see they're just funneling in 3 different positions there. The Zealots all get EMP'd, and we're going to see that stutter micro. Actually doesn't even need it at this point. There's the sniping, and there's the GG, giving this best of 3 series to ThorZaiN. Congratulations to him. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. If you liked it, make sure you thumbs up the video and let me know. And of course, if you want to get more StarCraft 2 coverage, you can always subscribe. That helps me out even more. So, we'll see you in the next video.